Influencers is a word that almost everyone knows today. Because of social media, there is at least one person in almost every household who wants to become an influencer, which is obviously not a bad thing. Influencers are basically social media personalities who become famous in their own genre. That genre can be anything: lifestyle, beauty and fitness, tech, finance, or motivational content. In today's time, the influencer space has become extremely crowded. Because of this, building a unique identity in any genre and creating a genuine community has become very difficult. The reason is simple. Most influencers are making almost the same kind of content now. At this point, what sets influencers apart from each other is not their content, but their personality. Among these influencers, there was one who had built a strong identity for herself. Her name was Sana Yusuf. A lot of misinformation is being spread in this case. That is why I waited for everything to become clear, so that we could understand what actually happened. As always, I have linked all the sources related to this case in the description. You can cross-check everything yourself. Sana Yusuf had just turned 17 a few days earlier. To celebrate her birthday, she went to a rooftop restaurant with her friends. There, she talked a lot, enjoyed food, and clicked many photos and videos for social media, so she could share her happiness with her followers. Sana created lifestyle content on Instagram, and along with that, she proudly showcased her Chitrali traditions. She clearly understood the power of social media. Even though she was just 17, she knew very well that social media has no boundaries or limits. That is why she used her social media, especially Instagram, to advocate women empowerment and women education. She had built a strong community around herself of people who genuinely liked her personality. Sana Yusuf lived in Islamabad's G13 area with her parents and younger brother. She was the daughter of a social activist, and that is one of the reasons she was so passionate about creating content around women empowerment. She was the eldest and only daughter of the family and also the life of the house, and why wouldn't she be? Her personality was just like that. She was cheerful, fearless, and full of life, just like a typical movie character. She lived in the moment, and later in this video I will show you her clips so you can understand what kind of person she was. Should I show them? Yes, show it. Hello guys, you remember how my unplanned trip started a new chapter of my life. She loved traveling. She loved talking to her friends. She loved making others laugh. You could clearly see that she wore her heart on her sleeve. While researching this video, I went through her social media accounts, and one thing was very clear. Almost every post and video available online showed that she was a very genuine and warm-hearted person. There was always a smile on her face, a smile that only very few people truly have. Not only at home or among friends, she was loved deeply on social media as well. She had around 700,000 followers on TikTok and nearly 600,000 followers on Instagram. Sana truly loved content creation. She posted her first Instagram content in 2023. By 2025, she was posting almost every day, and her followers eagerly waited for her posts. Overall, we can say that she had built a strong presence in the social media world. Because of this, she started receiving good brand collaborations, salons, restaurants, clothing, and fashion brands. But her life was not limited to social media. She was preparing to become a doctor in the future. She was happy, and her family was happy for her. At such a young age, she was doing so much for herself and her family. Her parents could not have been more proud. Yes, I have completed pre-medical FSC, and I'm balancing social media and studies together. On May 29, 2025, Sana went to a restaurant called Italy with her friends to celebrate her upcoming birthday. She was very excited because it was a rooftop restaurant. She felt extra special that day. She invited only a few close friends. She ate a lot, had fun, and clicked many pictures. Everything was going exactly as Sana had planned, but what she didn't know was that outside her house, a man was waiting for her. Not for 1 or 2 hours, but for 6 to 7 hours, just to see her once. He came to meet her, talk to her, and see her, but since Sana was not home, he returned without meeting her. On May 29th, he tried continuously to contact Sana through social media. He even reached her house and waited for hours, but he failed to meet her. It is not uncommon for influencers or movie stars to have fans come to their houses on birthdays. But just because it is common does not mean it is right. This is exactly why I never share my birthday publicly. First, I don't like celebrating it. Second, I don't want something like this to ever happen to me. Most influencers ignore such incidents unless they become repetitive or life-threatening. It is unclear whether Sana knew that this man had come to her house that day, but it is confirmed that he did not meet her. On June 2nd, 2025, Sana decided to post her birthday reel. She sat down to edit the video at home. At that time, only Sana and her aunt were at home. Her brother had gone to their hometown, her father was at work, and her mother had gone to the market. Around 5 p.m., the street outside her G13 house was completely silent. No children, no passers-by. Taking advantage of this silence, a man slowly walked toward her house. Wearing a black t-shirt and blue jeans, he quietly entered the house. Seeing no one in the hall, he moved toward the rooms. Finally, he found the person he had come for, Sana, inside her room. Sadly, she had no idea that this would be the most terrifying day of her life. Sana was scared, but she tried to stay calm. The man was arguing aggressively with her. Hearing the noise, Sana's aunt came near the room. She was shocked and confused. Who was this man? And why was he inside the house? Sana rejected whatever the man said to her. Before this, his face had a blank expression, but after hearing no, anger was clearly visible on his face. Sana sensed the danger. She asked him to leave immediately, telling him that cameras were installed everywhere. She even offered him water to calm the situation. She just didn't want things to escalate. But it was already too late. Before Sana could scream or ask for help, the man pulled out a gun and aimed at her head. Without hesitation, he pulled the trigger twice. Both bullets passed through her chest. Sana fell to the ground, hitting her head against the wall. Because the shots were fired at very close range, she had almost no chance of survival. Sana took her last breaths inside her own home, a place that was supposed to be safe. Her aunt was in complete shock. Everything happened so fast that she couldn't process it. Some nearby children heard the gunshots, but the sound was low, more like firecrackers. This gave the killer the perfect escape. At 5:19 p.m., the killer exited the house, typed something on his phone, and left in a rented Fortuner. The driver found his condition strange. He looked stressed, sweaty, and shaken. The driver had no idea he was carrying a killer. Sana was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. On June 2nd, 2025, Sana Yusuf was no more, a 17-year-old child who hadn't even started living her dreams. This case shocked Pakistan. It happened in a posh area of the capital, and sadly it wasn't the first case of violence against women. During investigation, police found key evidence. Nothing was stolen except Sana's mobile phone, confirming it was not a robbery. CCTV footage clearly showed the killer's face. He was identified as 22-year-old Umar Hayat, who was arrested the very next day. Umar Hayat, also known as Kaka, was from Faisalabad. He was unemployed and moderately active on social media. He came across Sana's profile and started messaging her. She rejected him repeatedly. He could not accept rejection. His obsession grew until he traveled to Islamabad with a gun. Within 20 hours, he was arrested. He confessed, and the weapon and phone were recovered. Sana's family is completely broken. They only want justice. Her last rites were performed in Chitral. May her soul rest in peace. The biggest question remains, why is male ego so fragile? Why can't no be accepted? This case ends here. If you like true crime documentaries, please subscribe. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep your loved ones close.